Okay, so now in this video we will add the camera to our game. So when we move the player, the camera will follow the player. So for that, in the scripts folder, and then inside the gameplay scripts, right here we will create a C# file by the name of camera movement. And now click on this main camera and attach the camera movement script to it. And now let's just open the camera movement script, and right here we will create some few variables. So the first one will be private transform, and we will name this as player target. Then after this we will add serialized field, and down below we will say private float, and we will name this as smooth speed, and by default this will be equals to 2f. Then after this we will again say serialized field and then private float, and the first variable will be the player bound minimum underscore y, and this will be equals to -1f. Then the next one will be player bound min x, and this will be by default equals to -65s, sorry, f. And then the next one will be player bound max x, and by default this will be equals to 65f. Then after this we will create another variable which will be private float. We will name this as y underscore gap, and this will be by default equals to 2f. Then the last variable will be private vector 3, and we will name this as temp pos, which means temp position. Then right here in the update function, what we will do is to check if there is any player or not. So if there is not any player available, or it means if he dies, then we will simply return that, and the temp position will be equals to transform dot position. Then after this, in the if condition, we will say player target dot position dot y, and if this is less than or equals to the player bound min x, sorry, we are doing this for the y-axis, so type y. So if it is greater than or less than the player bound min y, then what we will do, we will set the temporary position to vector 3 dot, make this L capital, and now inside the brackets we will type transform dot position, and then we will say new vector 3, and inside this vector 3 we will pass the position x, the position y, and the y gap. So like this, add a brackets, then the first one is the player target dot position dot x, then the next one is player target dot position dot y, and we will plus this by the y underscore gap, and then we will say -10f. Then right here we will say time dot delta time, and we will multiply this by, let me just scroll that. Okay, so we will multiply it by the smooth speed. That's it. Then in the else block we can just simply copy this and paste it down below, and sorry guys, add a dot right here, vector 3 dot lerp. Then outside this else condition, now we will check if the temporary position dot x is greater than the player bound max underscore x. So if it is greater, then we will set the temporary position dot x to player bound max underscore x. Then we will add another if condition, and in here we will check if the temp position dot x is less than the player bound min x. Then what we will do, we will set the temporary position dot x to player bound min x. That's it. And down below right here we will set the transform dot position to the temp position. And now let's just save this, get back to Unity. Okay, it shows this error, and this is because right here we need to type player target because the variable name is player target, so that's why. Now let me just clear this. Click on this main camera. As you can see, this is the camera angles. So now let's just start the game. So as you can see, the camera is not following our player. Let's just go back, and right here we don't need this y cap. We just need the position x and y and the -10f. Okay, and right here in the start function we forget to equal the player target to the game object dot find with tag, and in here we will call the tag manager dot player tag, and then in the end we will type dot transform, and that's it. That is what we needed. Now let's just save it and let it reload the scripts. Okay, now if we run the game, okay, let me click on the play button again. As you can see, now the camera is following our player. Okay, so it looks really beautiful. As you can see, now we can run from the enemy. Okay, he gave us damage. Now let me show you the whole map, that how beautifully we managed to create our map. Now you will see the floating cities right here. Okay, I guess we didn't edit that. Let me see the map. Okay, we didn't add the floating city right here, but okay, we will do that in the upcoming videos, so don't worry. And now as you can see, the camera is following our player and we can move wherever we want. So see you guys in the next video.